Now today we're looking at these 4 products when it comes to cleaning an engine bay. Now this is a really good example because this vehicle is 44 years old, has the original paint still in the engine bay, hasn't been touched since 1973. So we can really see what kind of job this does. Now these products I picked up at my local auto parts store. This I picked up because it's very popular at Lowe's and Home Depot. And I just cracked open the bottle, but that's alright. And I just wanted to see how it did. So that being said, let's go ahead and start it. I'm going to start with the engine bay, then I'll jump over to the block itself. Now whenever you use any product, of course, just read the directions. Most of them pretty much state that you want to wrap all your electronics, the carburetor, fuel injectors, so on and so forth in plastic. Make sure the engine is cool. In this case, for the gunk cleaner, you want to spray on the product and let it sit for 10 minutes. Now after 10 minutes the product dries up, so what you want to do is just mist it down from the top down with some water. Now if you had a vehicle with an engine in it, for example, what you would do is start the vehicle, let it idle for 15 minutes. In this case, we're just checking the bay here. And it does a pretty good job, as you can see. Check that out. It also has a nice citrus smell to it as well. I did use this recently. I was removing the fuel lines and some gasoline. Ended up on the bay here, and I used this same cleaner just to take away that smell, and it worked real well. I apologize with my shadow in the way. The sun is directly behind me, but this is a better shot just showing on how it performs. So the next guy up is Purple Power, and with this guy you spray it on, but don't let it dry out. So let it sit for a few minutes and then rinse it down with water, and that's it. And as you can see, this does a really good job as well. This is really caked on. I'm not sure what this is. It's some more residue over here. It's almost like a tar in a sense. Maybe even undercoating. Could be undercoating. So that's not coming off, obviously. But this, to me, this does a better job. A little bit of a better job than the gunk. The other thing is you don't have to let it sit for 10 minutes. In my case, it was maybe on here for 2 minutes. Then spray it down and that's it. Also, there's no scent to it. So if you want something unscented, this is a really good product for you. So now we have Super Clean. There we go. Same with this in regards to you spray it on and don't let it dry out and rinse it off with water. And with all these products, just make sure you wear eye protection, obviously. You can also wear gloves. Some of them recommend using gloves, but just be careful when you use this stuff and don't inhale it, obviously. Now this product also has a citrus type of scent. So again, if you're looking to avoid that, so far Purple Power does not have any scent whatsoever. Now to be fair, this is not a good test for Super Clean just because this undercoating, to me it seems like undercoating, but this material, it's really preventing me to really test this out. So let's try on a different section in the engine bay and see what kind of results we come back with. Now right over here we have the battery tray area. This is where the battery lives, right here. And let's see what happens. And as you can see, it does a pretty good job at what it's supposed to do. This tar is not going to come off again unless you grind it, but in terms of where there's just road grime and dirt and grease, it does cut right through it and removes it. Now this last guy we're looking at is Simple Green. Now this is not an engine cleaner per se, or an engine bay cleaner. It's just a really good cleaner. Overall, you can use it in pressure washing, you can clean your house with it, so on and so forth. And you can adjust the dilution. In my case, I'm going with the strongest dilution, which is 1 cup of the product, Simple Green, and 3 cups of water. Now same with this, you don't want to let it dry out, just let it sit for a couple minutes and then wipe it away with a clean rag. Now I did just spray this down with water, and on the face of it, it doesn't seem like it's doing as good as a job compared to the other 3, but I do have to apologize. I was not expecting this much of this tar overspray on here. To be honest, I wouldn't even have done this video, at least on this section of the vehicle, if I have known there was really this much garbage in the engine bay. But I'm just curious, let me grab Purple Power, let me see if it cuts through this a little bit better. Now to me, Purple Power does a better job compared to Simple Green, but again, Simple Green is just a general cleaner. It's not made specifically for engine bays and engines and things like that, so that's to be expected. But I just figured, let me just also try it out, since it's a very popular product in your home improvement stores. So as a safety net, in a sense, I've also applied these products on the other side of the engine bay. So on the left right here, we tried the Gunk. On the middle, we tried Purple Power. And on the right, we had Super Clean. And to me, Purple Power has a slight edge. It's a little hard to pick up on camera, but to me, it does a little bit of a better job. So as a final thought, I think all three of these do a really good job at cleaning the engine bay. It's a targeted area in terms of it removes engine grime, grease, grit. Don't forget, this is 44 years old, original paint from 1873, and you can start to see the shine in certain areas. I do have to apologize, I was not expecting that tarish undercoating type of material. Sort of screwed everything up in a sense, but I think we still see the results among all four of these in this case. I think Purple Power has a slight advantage. I like it just because there's no citrus scent, which I prefer. There's no scent whatsoever. You spray it on, let it sit for a couple minutes, spray it down with water, wipe it off, and you're done. So it's really nice, I think, an advantage compared to the other two, but if any one of these were on sale, I'll be perfectly happy. I've never used these before, that's why I wanted to test different ones. But I think we get a pretty good idea at the results. You can also use these on engine blocks. I did try it on this engine block as well. But really, you don't see much results unless you use a wire brush. So it's really, it's not really a fair comparison in that sense. You can spray water and use a wire brush, and you probably would see pretty much the same results. But that being said, thank you for watching. Any questions, comments, please leave it in the description box below. And we'll see you next time.